way. Good. Hello.
How are you?
How you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Hi,
Thank
how are
you.
you?
How you doing today?
Hi. Let's get around and say hi to folks.
To see them all.
Certainly, certainly. And how important do you think that the New Hampshire primary is getting a chance to meet candidates on a first, a handshake basis? How important is that, for New Hampshire's economy and also, for the political scene in America?
Well, I think for New Hampshire, it's very important. I mean, traditionally, the rest of the states have always looked to New Hampshire as being, because it's the first one with the primary. It makes the little state, New Hampshire, into a big deal, like California. It makes us important. So, as a New Hampshire resident, I'm all for it.
Certainly, certainly. Now, have you had a chance?
You know what I like Ron Paul. I like Newt Gingrich. I don't particularly like Romney. But all the men seem like honorable men. All of them, I thought all of them presented themselves well. I can't vote for Ron Paul because of his foreign policy of isolationism. I can't vote for Romney because he's got no backbone. And I don't know I'm originally from Pennsylvania, so. Not that really makes a difference. I'm from the United States first. But the Santorum is, I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Santorum, yeah. He's a senator from
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yeah. He was the junior senator under Arlen Specter.
Oh, it's fine. We're having a good time. I love these kind of stuff.
Oh, it's terrific. Big crowd. Nice having you move that way, sir.
Senator, you've been following back on polls here. Just wondering
we feel very good. Our numbers, we feel very strong, and that we're going to finish well. I feel very good about it.
How much is New Hampshire?
We started at 3, so.
How much is New Hampshire about setting expectations for South Carolina?
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, when I first came here, I said, we had no expectations. We're going to win New Hampshire. I mean, Mitt Romney's been campaigning here 6 years. He spent millions of dollars. We haven't run any broadcast television. We just didn't have the resources to campaign here at the time. Now we do, but it was too late to get on the air and too late to do things. So we're just going to keep working hard and keep the message and keep the momentum going.
I think the New Hampshire primary is one of the most traditional and one of the more important events of the whole campaign season. And if we ever got away from sort of the retail politics associated with a presidential campaign, I think we would lose sort of the essence of the whole thing. So I think it's really essential for the process and essential for candidates to go out, shake hands, meet real people, talk about real issues. And so I think it's sort of an essential part of the American political process.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Well, we met Newt Gingrich yesterday, and we'll be going to Mitt Romney's this evening. So we try to fit in as many as we can.
Certainly. And,
it's not for lack of opportunity, that's for sure.
Certainly not. From Massachusetts and Connecticut? Right. Obviously, the candidates, don't visit as often, but have you guys had a chance to meet a few different candidates this year? Or was Santorum your first?
Up here.
Up here?
Here, yeah.
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul, Newt Gingrich, and now we're going down to see John Hudson.
Right. Yep. We just came from Hudson. How do you, if you could, justify where are you leaning as far as a Republican candidate goes?
I'm going to vote for Obama. I don't care who's on the other side. These guys are not as firm.
No,
not as committed.
Basically Obama.
Basically Obama? How about you?
I'm not sure yet. I'm waiting until the fall.
Wait until the fall?
Yeah.
Is there a Republican candidate that's catching your eye?
I like Huntsman, actually. But I would vote for Romney. And I would vote for Huntsman, and that's about it. I think.
That's about it. More of the
that's about it right
more
now.
the moderate,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Katie Rames, and on behalf of New England College and the Center for Civic Engagement, it is my pleasure to introduce Senator Rick Santorum. Rick Santorum is a former United States Senator from Pennsylvania. While in the U.S. Senate, the senator became the chairman of the Senate Republican Conference. Well known for his conservative stances on both fiscal and social issues, his 2012 presidential campaign has been noted for championing Christian values, opposing same-sex marriage, the repeal of Obamacare, and aggressive policies in relation to Iran. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Senator Rick Santorum.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. It's always great to have an opportunity to talk to young voters, and I assume all of you voters are going to be here and excited about being in New Hampshire. It's great every 4 years that you get a chance to participate in the greatest process that our country has to offer, which is the presidential primary process and the whole presidential election process. And there's no place that does it better than New Hampshire with respect to the primary. You guys are, what I find is in New Hampshire is that, and those of you who may not be from New Hampshire, just here going to college, is that New Hampshire is a full contact citizenry when it comes to politics. I always say just about everybody here in New Hampshire has been elected to some office or not in the state. You have a big legislature, you've got all sorts of town councils and local elected officials and boards, and it's really full contact. And you have either elected officials or former elected officials who understand at a participatory level the importance of citizenship and importance of governance. And I think as a result you have a lot more insights than a lot of other states in the country. And that's why I've been a very strong supporter of both Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, you know, being in that order. Iowa as a caucus, you folks here as the first primary, to really vet the candidates. I've never had a problem as I've traveled around the state of New Hampshire in actually finding, doing town hall meetings and finding people who are willing to show up and ask tough questions and spend a lot of time. I've just done a couple of town hall meetings since I flew in from Iowa yesterday. And the crowds were great, and the questions, we went on 2 hours last night over in Brentwood, and I was in Northfield earlier today, and the crowd would have gone on for a lot longer too. We had a lot more questions, and so I'm going to open up for questions here so we can do that. So here we have this great moral enterprise, America, founded on the concept that we have God-given rights. Well, what do we do with this? We got all these God-given rights. What are they? Life. The right to life. That's a controversial one these days, isn't it? The right to life. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get a question on the right to life. Someone's going to say, what are you doing in my bedroom? Yeah. The right to life has nothing to do with anybody's bedroom. You folks, I'm sure, take, at least in high school and maybe even here, you've taken some science classes. Look in any science textbook. When does life begin? Some concede too much when people say, politicians say, I believe life begins at conception. I do not believe life begins at conception. I know life begins at conception. It's knowable. It is a biological fact. At the moment of conception, you have a unique human being, genetically human and alive. If we decide that that human being is not covered with constitutional rights, covered with rights unalienable, as stated in our founding document, if we don't have the most basic of human rights that is established in our founding document of the Declaration of Independence, then
then what other rights can be secure if we don't have that basic right, the right to exist in the first place? It is foundational. They put it first for a reason. Happiness and freedom are impossible if you're dead, or if you've been denied the right to exist in the first place. So life, liberty. Liberty to do what? To pursue happiness. Right? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Freedom. Freedom to do